Because your feet aren't, you can't use your feet completely because you've got to be free to work the pedals. Right?
Yeah, so there's
So
a lot
you
going on
really-
here.
So you really, really have to focus on your sits bones. So all of
Yeah.
your weight is coming into your sits bones.
Would
And
it
in
help?
fact, you could imagine even your baby, because when she's not, she doesn't let her weight come down into her here very much.
Right.
Doesn't she usually have her?
Let me adjust here, so the sits bones are a little.
So you want all your weight to be here, so that your
Yeah.
feet can almost there. Yeah, that's different. Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little more grounded.
Feeling great, because you have to get all your ground from here. Otherwise, you're just going to completely collapse.
Right.
Okay, great. Nice.
If you start moving this, then the axis is like completely malleable.
Right, yes, and you need to leave it malleable. So there's a tendency to want to almost come too far back,
Yeah.
and you want to resist that. You need to come back at times, but you want to be able to. Blocking up on this side,
Yeah.
and then you start to get a little more sinuous.
That's a good word. Sinuous.
Yeah, like a snake.
Mhm.
Because you got all these vertebrae like a snake, so you can
Right.
actually move like a snake. And even though you're grounded, you have to keep from that idea of having a. You want the spine to be supportive, but it's not a rod, and it can't be used like a rod, because otherwise you'll lock up on one side and then overcome it. So that sinuousness really helps, and it becomes a part of the natural rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up dancing, your sits bones end up dancing around on this bottom in order to support all this movement.
Yeah, because that's really what happens, especially when you're using both your feet.
Right, because you
Device.
can't depend on your feet anymore. So you have
Right,
to
especially when you're
depend
doing a beat like that. I mean, there's a lot of rock beats where you're just playing mostly just the right foot. That beat is less snaky oriented, less sinuous.
yes,
I'll just
but you want to keep the sinuousness going in order to support the arms without locking it. There you go. Yes. So this might be a weird idea, but all that rhythm you should feel reflected in here. So that you in order.
So this is sort of like the Grand Central Station, where everything's
right
coming
right.
in
Where-
in terms of what you're feeling in terms of the rhythm.
Sure, and then and the idea is that it comes from here actually, because this is where your support is gravitationally, but to have it flow with the music in order to not stiffen, because the last thing you wanna do is stiffen, and the tendency is go, if you're using one arm, to stiffen the other side.
Yeah.
And that'll help with that idea of sinuous. And as you know, the drummers, they all hold, one of their big problems is control, right? How do you control the beat without stiffening to control the beat? It's gotta flow. Right, and even your arm is sinuous. There you go. Nice. And that reflects all the way over here. There's two tendencies. One
Yeah,
is to,
well,
one is to
especially if
lock
I'm
it
in
up,
here.
and one is to drop it.
This
So-
is traditional grip, and I think there's more of a tendency to be in this position when I'm playing traditional. It's like an affectation. I feel like a lot of drummers have it, where we're like here.
Yeah. And I don't think it's necessary, is it? Is it
I don't
necessary
know.
to reach the drum?
Yeah.
So, if I give you a way here and don't let you do it, experiment, see if it gets in your way to play.
That's fine.
And I got in your way,
Yeah.
so it's not necessary.
Right.
It's an affectation, it's something about, there's the
It's an
idea of dropping
aesthetic,
down to
yeah.
that drum. And, it'll hurt you.
Yeah.
No, that's you. Yeah, that's nice. You ever get what were you thinking when you started to do that?
Moving
Was it-
from right to left, sort of.
Was it
staying within
intentional?
the rhythm. Yeah, well, that's sort of like if I'm doing a beat where it's like that sort of.
Right.
I mean, it's like a double paradiddle thing, but there's like a flow from the left to the right here.
And that's really nice.